So today I'm giving the pups some waterless baths, and while I'm doing that, I'm just going to tell you what's going on for week 3. For one, they're pooping independently, obviously, which is why they're getting these little baths, because my house smells like stank, and I don't really like the first smell when I walk into Be a Farm. The other part is that we're supposed to be snuggling the puppies every day, but when they're covered in poop, you don't really want to. So I use this no rinse shampoo. It's by Wall, and it's a foam. And we don't want any water because the puppies cannot regulate their temperatures yet. In fact, I turn the space heater in this room all the way up to 80 degrees while I do this to make sure that the pups stay warm enough, because staying warm is probably the most important thing at this stage. So, that being said, I'm gonna squirt a few under their bums, on their backs, everywhere, to make sure they're still getting held every day and that the kids aren't super grossed out. I just realized you probably would want to see some faces on this too, so we'll show some puppy faces as well. So now I'm just washing Purple Girl. And if you're curious when you can give a puppy a bath, it's when they're 4 weeks. And even then, we want to do it quickly, get them warm really quickly as well. So this week, we are starting our new experiences from puppy culture. This can range from this little bath to taking a walk into a different room, something pretty simple. I'm going to show you Green's face here since we missed him. He has such sweet little symmetrical markings, which I love. But honestly, I love the asymmetrical markings too. That just makes them each unique. This is Orange Boy. He's so squishy. And then we'll show you Purple Girl's face. So at this point, you want to do one new experience per day. So yesterday we took them each out into a new room, and each of the kids held them in that new room. Today we're doing the baths. Tomorrow I'm going to start with new objects. So when you're putting in novelty objects, according to puppy culture, you want to start out with a big plush item and then gradually move down to more items that are smaller or harder, different textures. But just keep in mind that you only want to do this for a few minutes. Here's Gray Girl. It's so cliche, but I seriously do want to keep them all. So anyways, tomorrow here is the cute little fluffy that I'm going to put in for the few minutes. The reason that you don't want to leave the objects in for a long time is because right now their hips are developing and they're learning to walk. And it's really important, and you don't want to obstruct the pathways where they are learning to walk, especially where, as right now, they have limited space. Another milestone this week, these ears will start to open. It can happen anywhere from like 3 or 4 days after their eyes open to 3 weeks old. I made some noises today and called out, and I didn't get any responses, so I don't think we have any open ears yet. But with puppy culture, it says that once the ears of one puppy are open, so if you get one response from a puppy, then that's when you can start the sound desensitization. So you start out with classical music. They've done some studies on this, and it turns out, to really no surprise though, but if you start with classical music, instead of something like, heavy metal, then the puppies shake less, they're calmer, they seem less anxious. So we are going to start out with classical music, and then gradually we'll move up to other sounds. We're going to introduce them to the vacuum, to firework noises, and you walk up and you drop a thing of magazines to get them used to unpredictable life, because especially where most of our puppies go to homes that have children, even if they're not living there, but children who come to visit, then you're going to want a puppy to have a strong nervous system and to recognize that if there's a big unexpected thing, that everything's going to be okay. Here's Black Boy's cute face, and earlier I showed yellow boys as well. Hopefully you were able to catch that while I was yapping. Haha. So next I'm gonna grab white boy. You can't see his collar because it was covered in poop and I had to wash it. But this is little white boy. He's a full tuxedo and is super adorable. The other new thing we added this week was a nest for the pups, and then you surround it with puppy pee pads. I don't use puppy pee pads the entire time because eventually I think it just teaches them it's okay to go on carpet. But they're really good at the beginning for sanitation reasons. So you put down their nest and it has a little lip. It's just a kennel pad. And it's amazing that they all go to sleep on it. And then they take a couple steps off of it and they go pee or poop. What's amazing to me is their natural instinct to not go potty in their nesting area. Now, it's still not to the point where they're understanding it or they're being potty trained technically. This is just all instinctual. And here is this cute blue boy. It's kind of this little white abstract marking that's really cute by his nose. So although these pups won't be fully potty trained by the time they go home, that will be work they need to do with their families. They will be introduced to potty training. So this week we start by having the potty pads right outside the nest. And then right when week 3 finishes up, I add some litter to the top of the potty pads. And the type of litter I use is the scent of grass. You can use pine pellets, and they don't have quite as strong of a smell. However, I just think having that extra grass smell really helps them be prepared to know where they're supposed to go. So I'll continue that, and then as the weeks go on, I will move all the pellets to a potty tray litter and be done with the potty pee pads. And I really don't like cleaning up poop, so I take them outside very frequently once they're big enough. Then at that point, they know that they need to potty outside. And your job is just to teach them how to tell you they need to go outside. So that being said, I really love the potty bell. So now we have skipped forward to the next day, and you can see how the pups are interacting with their big new fluffy toy. So they were all showing interest in it except for Orange right there and Gray. They both snoozed straight through it, which was so funny. I even kind of tried to wake them up and they just wanted to sleep, which is great. They're both pretty chill in general. So you can see they're starting to play with each other. They start to kind of bite each other's mouths. So I'll let you enjoy a little more puppy playtime. Something amusing you'll see is that their nest has become where they go potty. And the pee pads has become where they've nested. But hey, at least they're getting the idea and they are going elsewhere to go poop. So I see that as a win. Thanks so much for watching.